to Real Actors, Real Answers, the podcast where you are the star. Today, I have the awesome privilege of addressing and talking to an actor, director, producer, and many other things, Bruce Baek. He is from Los Angeles. He also loves New York. So it's like we're very, we have a lot in common. Bruce, how are you doing?
Good, David. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so excited about this. I've been looking over your IMDb. I've been looking over your bio. I've been looking at your videos and things, and a lot of questions I have, but you're the answer man. So let's just dive in, okay?
All right.
How did you, this is a catch-all question, but how did you get in this business? What prompted you to do such a thing?
Well, originally I went to film school to become a director. And, after school, I got a chance to teach at one of the universities in New York City. That's where I spent most of the time before I moved to LA to pursue acting. My mom used to be a working actress in Korea. And my dad just retired really a few years ago before COVID. Well, sort of right before COVID. He was a DP in the business. So he actually the one inspired me to really all this business side of the motion pictures. And because I would still remember he made a paper, the film camera made out of the boxes. And I was kind of playing around with it. And then he didn't want me to become a DP, but he just showed me that this is what he does. But that was the last thing they actually want me to pursue acting. But when you're born to a parents have the extensive a career already, it's like a DNA and in you. And there was a calling one day, and I was still teaching. I was a full-time professor, but I just felt I wanna pursue what I want to do. Even though I love teaching, I love my students. But there's something was missing, and then and that missing was that being an actor.
Okay. I can relate to that. I'm an acting coach, and it's like you give, but there's an essence, there's something missing. So I get that.
Yeah.
You studied one of my favorite acting techniques, which is Strasberg.
Yeah. Yeah.
In New York. How was that?
It was again, it was magical. When you are in one career, now you're in the transition mode. And I always tell my other fellow actors who are starting out, I tell them either you're in for good and all in, or don't, because it's not only disrespect to you, David, and all your students, or all other working actors who were listening to this podcast. We work hard. We know how hard we work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Many people, they just don't understand. Oh, you're an actor, Hollywood and all that. It's one of probably the hardest professions any human can tackle. It's not for everybody, but we work hard. So you want to be in this business, you just have to all in. There's no halfway of doing this. So for me, taking each class was as if there's no tomorrow, as if this is my master's class, PhD candidate class. I was just all in. And I guess that kind of showed to each teachers. So we resonated each other a lot. So they gave me more than what just the classes, but we kept in touch. Many of the senior teachers, like I'm sure you know a lot of them, David, who actually studied with Lee from the get-go, and now they were in at that time already 80s, late 70s. These were method is probably one of the techniques, but for me, they were simply acting teachers and mentors. And still, until this day, everything they taught me still resonate with me every day.
Nice. So you find that what you've learned, you can actively apply to different roles. Just pull the,
Yeah, I try my best. Obviously, I'm sure you know this, David, more than anyone else, that you can learn each techniques, but once you're on set, you don't really have time to, okay, today I'm going to use method. Tomorrow I'm going to use Meisner. We don't do that. You just have to consistently keep practicing when you're not on set, and then, kind of submerge yourself into that character. Then all of a sudden it becomes David does David character, techniques, Bruce does Bruce's technique. But I do use a lot of my lessons that I learned over the years, and every single of them, again, Meisner method, everything, even what my mom taught me, everything resonate with me, every single characters I play.
Nice. You remind me, I have to say this, it's like you go to a doctor and you're getting surgery, and the surgeon doesn't back up and say, all right, what technique I'm going to use for this operation? And you're going there, it's like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to keep fresh all the time,
Yeah. Because sometimes your co-workers see me working, and then when during the break, they say, so Bruce, are you doing an Adler or is it Meisner? And I'm like, not really. It's just me.
That's funny.
It's my prep work, but thank you.
Yeah. Now, one thing that fascinated me also, it's 3 letters, and it escapes me, but I read it in your IMDb. You developed your own technique?
Yeah, it just it sounds like it's not as big as it sounds, but humbly, I kind of, what my mom taught me as a Korean actress, and I work with a very prominent Korean working actors to date, and I just cannot name them all, but they are what they call the A-list actors in Korea right now. And while I'm working with them, talking to them, getting into relationship with them, I developed that there are some significant differences between we American actors trained in the state versus Korean actors who learn their own so-called techniques, or just by the industry, they call street knowledge, which is a set knowledge, for us, how they develop the emotional connection. And more I'm finding so interesting that the American acting and Korean acting, there are a lot of similarities. At the same time, there are weaknesses and strength. So I kind of try to combine both. What makes our American acting technique so great that everybody just crazy about, but why these Korean acting, Korean dramas are already now rising and not only internationally. And I kind of dissected, watched so many K-dramas and talking to these teachers in Korea. And I combine, maybe I'll use these, my own, and then go from there. So I kind of just named it emotional proficiency integration. And that's what it is. It's exactly how it sounds. You just integrating your emotion, and you kind of control your proficiency of it, and then applying it to different situations and different characters. And it's just fun to keep developing it.
That's fascinating. Have you written a book, or are you writing a book about
it? Not yet.
Okay.
I'm working on it. Again, but I'm not a really good writer, but maybe you can help me in the future,
Well, I'm writing a book
we can collaborate.
I'm writing a book too, and it's like you have the blank piece of paper, sort of like a cold script. And you wonder at times, I don't know if you've been there, you wonder, I don't know what to write. And you freak out. It's like, no, shh, quiet. I go for a walk. You've probably experienced this too. And you reflect on things, and while you're driving or brushing your teeth or whatever you're doing, these ideas come. It's like you got to run back to the computer or the paper and jot it down. it starts to roll. It starts to move.
Right.
It's alive, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I'm
definitely gonna try that. So
yeah,
yeah,
whatever works. Everybody is
that's right. Whatever works.
Creativity happens when you're doing other things. It's
I
just like
agree with you.
a little bit irritating sometimes. But um, now I'm really interested too, if you could tell us something about the Flight Attendant.
Okay.
What role did you play? Did you direct? Did you write? What did you do in that? It's a fascinating series.
Yeah, the Flight Attendant is right now playing on HBOMAX. If you tune into it, you can catch both seasons, season 1 and season 2. And I play a character named HAK Oh-Seong. He's a top North Korean assassin who, in pursuit of the public enemy number one, who is Megan Briscoe, played by the one and only Rosie Perez. And so yeah, I season 1 I play between the North Korea and Megan's sort of the messenger and the delivery guy. And then when Megan decides to escape from us from North Korea, which is a bad call. In season 2, I follow wherever she goes and try to eliminate her. And that's my mission on season 2.
So you're playing an assassin. That sounds so much fun. Like,
it, it really is. Obviously, as you know, the Flight Attendant is based on an actual book written by Chris
yeah.
Bazarian, who we are very good friends, and he's a good mentor as well. And my character, it really he doesn't exist in the book. Only maybe a few sentences at the end of the book. Megan gets investigated by FBI, and she tells there was a contact, North Korean contact. But I guess the showrunners had that idea. Let's create a character who will actually, in the series, be the bridge between Megan's world and this mysterious world. And because the world mysterious, Steve Yockey, who is one of the showrunners and the writer and executive producer, is a brilliant writer. And if you haven't read his actually plays, he's also phenomenal playwright. And he and I had a discussion about, we are thinking about getting rid of all your lines. And David, people will say, oh, wait a minute. I booked this major role. I had a lot of pages of this whole phenomenal lines they wrote. And sometimes I speak in Korean, very authentic Korean, which normally doesn't happen in Hollywood. Well, starting to, but it hasn't been. So I was very excited. But at the same time, while we were shooting it, showrunners calling you and say, we're thinking about get rid of all your lines. So first your impulse is gonna be like, what have I done? Or why did they don't like me or something? Right. But it was totally the opposite. They said that they trusted, and I was really getting a goosebumps when they told me this. There are not many actors can play what we are about to ask you, which required no lines. And I was like, okay. And then they revealed that we want to make you so dangerous that your presence is lethal as any other guy we produce on TV series, especially for Asian American. So therefore, let's go and try. You can always add the lines back in, but we want to have a lot of takes that you do it without the lines. But you're going to have to convey the same message, same presence, as if you have those 3-4 pages of lines that you have, especially with the Rosie, Megan Briscoe. So we tried, and they liked it. I liked it. And when I saw myself after take, went back to the village, director shows me, this is you. I was like, oh, I like it. You like it. I mean, let's go for it. So season 1, there's no line. I don't have any lines in season 1. And many of my colleagues and friends and family asked me either what was it like or why? And I tell them, listen, in this business, there's no one answer. And at the end of the day, if you don't know what's going on behind the scene in the production, whether you hate it, like it, I don't have any control over it. What I can do is I do my job as best as I can, work my butt off, and then wishing that many people will resonate with what I'm trying to do. That's all I can do. If you hate that I don't have any lines, that's your problem. You know, if you love me being that scary guy without any lines, great. Thank you. We move on. My opinion as an actor, me who played HAK Oh-Seong, not having any lines, I don't have any regrets. I completely trusted their decision to take all the lines out because for me, it worked. HBOMAX felt it worked. That's why they brought me back on season 2, I guess. At season 2, I have a few more lines and in Korean, because he speaks English too, but he speaks more of he's a North Korean guy. So I have lines along with another one of my favorite actresses, especially as an Asian American, Margaret Cho, who plays the sort of a company of Megan Briscoe, who's under her roof. And we have that beautiful scene with bartending, and she gives me this drink. And so, yeah, the whole series means a lot to me. And many people starting to noticing me on the street, or when I go to groceries, or when I'm eating, like starting to talking about, is that the guy from? I'm like, this is what we work. I mean, wow. Now they're starting to noticing, like, they don't come to me, at least not yet, for my signature or whatever. But it's just so humble and, overwhelmingly happy that your hard work being presented to the world. And there is some proof that what you're doing is okay. You're doing an okay job. So
What's fascinating, I've been listening to you intently, and you're only you can answer this. When you were up there initially and you accepted the fact that there was no lines, what did you draw upon? I mean, there's body language, of course, and then there's body language. I guess that's it. And you're on you have the camera there, so it's not like stage where you're all over the place.
yeah.
Where did you find your energy going? And how did you communicate the role? I guess that's what I'm trying to say without words. Your personal aura.
Thanks to Rosie, that we had a we always have a brief discussion what the scene is about. And she knew that my lines were out. So she was there to accompany as much as she could. So that's another, like, acting is all about reacting. Also, having a scene partner like the Hollywood icons like Rosie Perez helps you to get into that character, and along with what you've been already prepped. So, as soon as when I get out of my trailer, I walk as that character, and I often tell my the PAs, try not to talk to me too much when I'm in the moment. And I show up, we do rehearsal, and I try to find, I always say, you cannot fake what's real. Oh. You cannot fake what's real. So I'm keep repeating that to myself, because when you're doing this is real. This is not some job. You are HAK with a mission, so do it. But why would you not say a word? Because then I had my own interpretation saying that when I have to say something, it's so dangerous that it's going to have to, I only report to the leader of North Korea or my superior. That's the line of communication when I open my mouth. Here, you guys don't even deserve for me to talk. When I'm standing here, that's good. That's good enough. When I'm showing this, that's good enough. So a lot of my facial expression, my body language, that I had to do it over and over and over. Sometimes I'm going to be honest with you, David, more than I was actually practicing my lines that I shot with my phone, watch it over again, over and over again. Even when I was in the trailer, right before they say, okay, Bruce, we're ready for you. I'm not sitting there because, oh, I don't have a line anymore. So I'm just gonna relax and, enjoy my craft and all that, some chocolate. No, I was standing in my mirror and recording consistently. And then I'm saying it, my own words. What are you really saying it without saying it? So I prep that, go there, and I have a brief moment with Rosie, and I tell her, if it doesn't make sense to you, let me know. Because you know exactly what I'm going after. And oh my God, she is such a phenomenal lady and teacher and such a humble actor. And she said, okay. And most of the time she said, I get you. I get you. And I tell the director and the showrunners, if you somehow you don't see anything you like from the frame, you let me know because I don't say anything. And that's how, so not only myself, but the entire team was in that. So it was actually a humbling experience for the frame that there's no lines. But yeah.
You definitely speak like an actor, but also you speak like a writer, which you are, and you speak like a director. You've been behind the camera too, right?
Yeah, for many commercial films, a lot of times, when even before I took a leap of faith as an actor, I did a few good corporate films for healthcare companies and the pharmaceutical companies, and I did a few documentaries for Korean stations for as a director. So yeah, I can say I was behind the camera, but not behind the camera as the this narrative form. At least, well, of course, when I was in film school, I had to do that. But professionally, I wasn't really behind the camera yet. One day, I guess.
No, it makes sense. I mean, you've picked up so many things along the way, a professor, teaching, delving yourself into the world of Strasberg and method acting and things. Yeah. And then we take everything that we are over time, of course, and eventually we come up and we're this new mold,
Yes.
You pour yourself 100% into your work, I can tell, and I respect that.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
You're also a voiceover, aren't you? I saw your commercials.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often, and I wish more opportunities given because I love voice acting because it takes the same amount of the determination and preparation and everything, just like the other mediums. Yeah, I got a chance to do a few voiceover for the 3M for COVID commercial. Yeah, has been internationally translated into different voiceover, and that was very personal because we know still COVID-19 is not over yet. We all go through. There was the some sort of responsibility of the giving them some hope that it is okay. There are people out there making sure that the days are brighter. And a few times I got a good hot hit Korean dramas or major TV series like Pachinko. I was able to snag a voiceover job for those two. So it's another medium, but I just love in the quiet studios, seeing this huge screens and voicing over into another character. It's just fun. So.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. I have quite a few voiceover students myself, and they like the anonymity and they like the idea. Sometimes they can work at home at times, and
exactly
be with their family. It's we're going to step back just for a minute because I remembered when I saw your red carpet moment with the flight attendant, and you were standing there and you looked really chic in a great outfit and everything else, and they were trying to prompt you to smile. And I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's his choice, but why? That had to do with your character, didn't it? You were still.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're right. You're right on point. I went with. I don't really get on. I mean, it was not the first that red carpet, but like this time, I say, you know what? Let's try walk on the red carpet as HAK. See how it is.
Okay.
And then obviously one of the photographers asked me, "Can you smile, young man?" I remember the soundbite, and I kind of smiled a little bit, like not even smile, but I kind of kept that coolness, see how it resonates, and then it became sort of the, conversation piece. And other interviews I've done, same thing. That why were you smiling? But no one actually like. Now you got it, David. Like you totally got it, but they didn't. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I was totally in character, and
it was a great, now that I fully understand, it was a great choice that you made. Acting is about choice. And because Hollywood smiles, of course, that's what you do. And a certain way you smile as well. However, you walked in there as your character, which now in reflection drew their curiosity in. And so they started to call out to you.
Yeah,
and
like
it was like you took over. You took over. It was great. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
at least
good.
Thank you. You actually saw my mission there. Yeah, I was, even before that night, I said, you know what? Don't smile, Bruce. I know you're excited. It's a great, for actors, that's what we work for. It's a celebration, and you walk on the red carpet, and everyone wants to smile and do their little pose for GQ magazine, all that. I say, you know what would HAK look like?
Beautiful.
He walks into this American capitalism Hollywood red carpet. Here's a North Korean assassin. He's still there with mission, looking for Megan Briscoe. Just fun of it.
Right.
And
okay.
If it fails, don't ever do it again.
Yeah. That was a bold move, but it was creative, and wow. What I like to tell people, and it's true, and I go back to Strasberg and Meisner, it's like acting is all about self-discovery. The more you discover who you are, down to the hair on your head, takes years, but the more you can involve yourself into that character and bring him or her out, authenticism.
Absolutely.
You even tilted your head a little like 007. You just like,
I didn't notice that, but wow, okay, you're very detailed, but
very
teacher, so,
just a little bit. Like, no, I'm not going to smile. This is what I'm thinking. I'm here. I'm on a mission right now.
I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to enjoy this red carpet my own way.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
that's how you maintain your individuality.
Yeah.
Especially in Hollywood.
Yeah.
What's your favorite coast? Is it New York or is it California?
I'm a lifelong, forever New Yorker, because this is where I spent more than 3 decades of my life in New York. So when it comes to New York City, New York life, I think I know a thing or two, I can humbly say. And now I got a chance to do bi-coastal, but I'm spending more time here in something about California, especially SoCal. When you wake up in the morning, and David, as you know this so well, that we are the actors influenced by energy a lot.
Yes.
And we are in this occupation, whether you have to get up 4 a.m., go to set every day, or a lot of us, we sit here sort of waiting for next so-called next wave. SoCal gives you that every morning you wake up, if you are willing to go through another day, thrive what you do best. Here is the chance. And that sunshine, that raving of that vitamin D, getting up in the morning, there's nowhere I guess, in the state that you can actually feel that positive energy other than SoCal. And that's what I love about this place. You get up in the morning, you know, 5:30, 6 o'clock, you get up in the morning and there's slowly there's sunshine. The cold becomes, I mean, it's chilly in California, as you know. But as soon as the sun rises, temperature rises. Just like our career. It can be cold. There's a night. But we are like that sunshine. So we are the sun, not we are under the weather. The audience are under the weather. They are the ones waiting to get the sun rise. It is us giving them, here we go. There's another day. Have a great day. We're here for you. So that's my responsibility as an artist, that be the sun, be that bright sun 365 days to the audience. And I feel the responsibility when I get up in the morning, thanking God and thanking the sun that giving me another day to live. So let me be that. What you're giving to me, let me give that to the audience.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. And I say that's took my breath away, or gave it back. That could go in your book. I don't know what your book is about exactly, but
I'm gonna, yeah.
And this is recorded. Go back and watch.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's so, you know, and that can be, you know, you can't be in two places at once. I'm bi-coastal too. Okay, I love both. I lean towards New York more. I'm discovering that, but it's like anybody can adopt that attitude, that mental belief, what you just said, that emotional belief, that energy, you know, because emotion is energy going out and you direct it. It's not just, I don't feel like this or that. No. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with a choice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And wow, that's beautiful what you just said.
It's you know this, David, that, you know, earlier we talked about this is not for everybody. This job is not for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we have a greater responsibility than any other occupation, physically and mentally, to resonate with so many people and inspire them and give them the hope and messages, even the fear and sadness, everything. So we are the one they can actually trust themselves when it comes to whatever emotional journey they want to have. They always turn to entertainment. And it's our job to make sure, that's why I tell other people, really be serious about this occupation. We're not there to entertain people. Our job is way greater than that. We can change people. We can change society. We can mold people into something better. We can literally give them a hope. If one person sees our work and whatever their next day goes better with a smile and happiness and hope, our job is done. That's what we live for. All that Hollywood fame and money and project after project, great. But at the end of the day, why are you doing this? Why are you an actor? Because for me, I want to be the sun, that no matter what, the sun will rise. And let me be that sun to the audience. So when they see my work, you know what? I felt like, you know, really bad and, you know, depressed. But when I see Bruce's work, you know what? I feel good. Let me go on and work, exercise. And so that's, again, Spider-Man, one of the lines from Spider-Man, greater power comes with a greater responsibility. And I think our power is so great, so important. we can literally manipulate, inspire the audience at the same time. It's just one of the greatest jobs in the whole world, being an entertainer. Yeah,
I agree. And that focus keeps you afloat in the dry times, the times that it's not clicking very quickly, the opportunities. You can still, where is my focus today? I always say you're never a victim of your own free will. Sometimes that goes over well, sometimes it doesn't. But you choose, like you said, to get up in the morning. I am the sun. I have a responsibility to warm other hearts.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out of this, not because I want to, but I'm conscious of something else. What do you have an agent? And would you like to give any shout outs to your family, to your friends, to mentors, and at this time?
Well, yeah, I have a current agent in LA. I'm with the Firestar Entertainment, and my agent is Rachel, and she's been Angel, and but we just signed not too long ago, so we're still dancing each other. But so far it's been great, and I have a publicist in LA called Lexicon, and Steve and Steven, the two of them are my great buddies, and they are they know what they're doing. They are what I call publicists. The geniuses, and they know what they're doing, and so I kind of really trust them when it comes to publishing my work and everything. And my family is everything. They are my temple, and they are my core. But most importantly, I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. So, of course, every interview I do, I put God first. Without Him, without His blessing, without His gracious, everything He does, I wouldn't be here. And one of the things that I want to make it so big is that hopefully there are more people out there who believes in a God will have more hope that He is a living proof that God is real, and if you cannot turn to your own life, then turn to some religion. It helps you to focus more. My mentors, there are several that I won't name and all of them because they are very private people, but they know who they are if they're listening to this, and there'll be more obviously. But one day when I'm on that podium, you know what I'm talking about, that podium, whether it's gonna be which, I will let the world know who my mentors have been. And but these people are working Hollywood actors. They've been giving me a selfless and just nothing but in-depth guidance every time we work on the set together. And I just cannot, words just fail me to describe how appreciative I am to their guidance and teaching. So, so faster I move on to that podium, faster names will be revealed.
I like that. That's good. I like that.
I have the speech though. I'm writing my speech. So
excellent that you're doing that in faith. I like that. That's good. You're preparing for the inevitable.
Yeah, I really do. I really do have a speech.
I believe you.
Yeah.
No, it's everything starts in here, and then it works its way out.
Absolutely.
If people, Bruce, wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do so?
Mostly, I'm on Instagram at Bruce Baek, BruceBaek, and then I sometimes tweet, but you can also find me, Bruce Baek, at Twitter, and I have a website, brucebaek.com. So just swing by and see what's up and what I'm doing, and if they want to keep in contact with me, just send me a email. And but mostly watch me on the big screen. So there are exciting things that are coming up. So
yeah, I will, and I'm going to tune into that the Flight Attendant too, because I want to just watch you and listen to your non-speaking words.
Yeah.
Seriously,
also, Oh,
It's powerful. What?
thank you. And also, I'm on a. You can catch me on a Little America on Apple TV Plus.
Oh yeah.
Um, the second season and first episode. Like this is an anthology series. There's no, but season one called Mr. Song, episode one of season two, and I am with some of the well-known actors representing Korean American right now, internationally and in the state. These icons, big names that I work with. It's a heartwarming heart. It's just a good, sad, happy at the same time, a Korean immigrant story. And I play completely different character than HAK. So I'm sure you'll appreciate it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I even like the title, Little America. It's like,
Little America. Yeah,
what does that mean?
yeah.
It's very
You'll know what that means when you watch the entire episode.
okay. Excellent. Bruce Beck, it has been a privilege and an honor and a lot of fun. I learned a lot too. Thank you. Thank you for being on Real Actors, Real Answers.
Thank you. It's been the honor was all mine, and hope I can be here again soon in the near future, David.
Definitely. We'll stay in touch.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.